Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, here with some words of wisdom for us to think about and chew on today. And we had this card recently, and as I often say, when something pops up multiple times, we really need to pay more attention to it. So let's see what we can do with this today. Our card comes from the Virtues Reflection Cards deck by the Virtues Project. And let's just take a couple of nice deep breaths to open up, ready to receive the message. In through the nose, good morning, Beth. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome, welcome. Glad you are here. We're just kind of shaking off the night and settling into openness, spaciousness, receptivity, ready for today's message. Virtues Reflection Cards. And our card for today is mercy. Mercy. And again, we had this one recently, so we really want to be listening with our very intuitive ears in terms of what am I meant to take away from this. And I think mercy right at Thanksgiving week is a really good idea. So let's see what it has to say. Mercy is blessing others with our compassion and forgiveness. Good morning, Mel. This is a good one for Thanksgiving week also, when we may be around family members, some of whom may not be our favorite peeps. Mercy is blessing others with our compassion and forgiveness. We are touched by their suffering and want to help. Justice is giving people what they deserve. Mercy is giving them more. Justice is what giving people what they deserve. Mercy is giving them more. So it can be us being willing to give someone another shot when they've really screwed up. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, good morning. That doesn't mean we keep letting someone be abusive with us, but it may mean that if it looks as though someone has really, hi me, hi Beth, if someone has really put some effort into correcting crappy behavior and turning a corner in some way, we might want to give them a little latitude and see what happens, okay? We are merciful when we give ourselves and others a fresh chance after an offense or mistake. The one that popped into my head when I read that line was, you know how people make mistakes when they're driving. They cut somebody off, they back out in front of you, they do something stupid, right? Rather than flying into a rage, kind of give them the wave, like, yep, I get it. I do it too. Oftentimes I'm mouthing, sorry. And if they wave, cool. That's just a simple one, a little one. We need to cut people some slack. Especially now, I was just reading something about car accidents and how car accidents have soared since COVID, which makes total sense to me. People are exhausted, distracted, etc. So stuff's going to happen. Maybe we can be a little bit compassionate with other people's mistakes at this juncture. Nothing inspires hope so much as a clean slate. When we have the humility to remember the countless mercies we receive throughout life, we find it in our hearts to show mercy to others. We offer the gift of our tenderness. So if you find yourself sealing over, putting on the armor, picking up the shield, etc., it would be good to see what you can do to breathe through that, to let down the armor. That doesn't mean you're going to open yourselves up to attack, but it may mean that you are working to release whatever the pattern is so that it doesn't instantly flare you into reactivity. So the great Aunt Minnie says the same stupid thing she says every year at Thanksgiving. When are you going to get married? When are you going to find somebody? Whatever it is, okay? You know your family dynamic. Being able to not let that zing you in your heart and just move on. Just move on. See great Aunt Minnie for where she's at, who she is. Sometimes, yes, people are snarky, but we don't have to sink to that snarky level by responding with the claws out. Good morning, Joe. Welcome. Glad you are here. So, yes, releasing the pattern. Let go of the pattern. You know the song and dance, right? They step forward, you step back. You step forward, they step back. It's the dance, right? There's actually some really good books by Harriet Goldhar Lerner. It's Lerner. The Dance of Anger, The Dance of Intimacy, and they're all about this little two-step that we do with people. Here's the deal. My vending machine analogy. If you walk up to the vending machine, you put your money in, you press the button, you get what you've pressed the button for. You walk up to the machine, you put your money in, you press the button, out comes what you've asked for. If you walk up to the machine, you put your money in, you press the button, nothing happens, what do? You press the button, you punch all the other buttons, you wiggle the coin return, you shake the machine. Eventually, you let it go and you move on, right? Disgruntled, but you move on. You may come back a day later and try it again just to see. You are the vending machine, okay? And Great Aunt Minnie is the one who walks up to you, puts the money in, pushes the button, and waits for the response, okay? Now, we've cut that cord to that particular button. It is no longer operative, all right? So she comes trucking up with her orthopedic shoes and her cane, and she puts her money in and she pushes your button, and you don't react. What does she do? She pushes the button harder. She escalates. She makes more crappy comments. Whatever it is, okay? The less you respond. Zero response is exactly what you're aiming for, because if you give her just a little, she's going to be running with it, isn't she? Ha ha ha, it worked again. On the other hand, if you defer, move on to a different conversation, whatever is going to work for you, go to the bathroom, get a beverage, whatever, it doesn't feed that pattern. You're the one who's choosing to starve that pattern, okay? And you do it for a while. Starvation is not a quick death, right? So you've got to starve that unhealthy pattern for a while before it dies, okay? And again, showing mercy to people. What must be going on in Great Aunt Minnie's life that she has to be this kind of a person who pokes other people's buttons, who tries to make other people unhappy on a holiday, right? One of the things that I think in my head oftentimes, I saw it on a t-shirt and I thought, ooh, this is fabulous. It must suck to be you. It must suck to be you. If you have to be combative, divisive, etc., one-upmanship, whatever it is, it must suck to be you. And I have compassion that you have to live this, that you're choosing to live this. I have compassion for you, okay? And again, with the advice thing, don't ever take advice from someone you wouldn't gladly trade places with, you know? So if Great Aunt Minnie's telling you how you ought to be running your love life and she's not doing so well with her own, just let go of the advice. Thanks for that. Let it go. I'm going to go grab some hors d'oeuvres. Whatever, all right? So, the quote is from Shakespeare in The Merchant of Venice. The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven. Upon the place beneath it is twice blessed. It blesses him that gives and him that takes. So again, spread kindness. Spread kindness. Do your best, all right? And when things start getting dicey, head for the bathroom for 10 minutes, okay? Just take a break. Or I'm going to go for a little walk. I'm going to take the dog out for a walk. Whatever you got to do to get yourself a breath of fresh air and go, I am nailing this one. I'm doing really well with not getting caught in the family crap. I'm really excited. Yay me. Another little round. Let's see how we do. Be your own best cheerleader. So, the practice of mercy. Here are the I statements. See what grabs you. I am compassionate and forgiving. My heart is moved by the suffering of others. I overlook mistakes. One of the things that I think can be very kind and loving is when someone misspeaks in some way, don't call them out on it. Well, that's not how you say that word. You say it this way. Okay. And oftentimes, and I read this somewhere and I thought, ooh, that's really, yeah. When someone mispronounces a word, it's oftentimes because they read it. They didn't hear it. And there is a cool little device on your computer in case you didn't know about this, because oftentimes I run across words I don't know how to say. You put in there, how do I pronounce, and then type in the word. And it will give you an audible. You can push the little button and it will be someone saying the name, the word, whatever it is. Love that thing. Love that thing. I give myself and others the chance to start over. And sometimes you might want to do that out loud. Okay, I'm hitting the reset button for us. Let's start over again. Go for it. Go for it. I'm thankful for the divine mercies I have been shown. Because again, when we're grateful for how we've been cut some slack, it becomes easier to cut other people some slack. I treat others tenderly. There's something, Brene Brown is all over this, right? That when we can stay soft here, we're so much better in our world. We're so much more present. We're so much more kind and loving. So stay soft. Stay soft. Let the armor fall off. No one can rip your heart out unless you choose to allow it. Let it be. Let it be. Okay? I'm thankful for the gift of mercy. It makes my life a blessing. So, as I have said before, one thing for me that's been very helpful is having the words. What do I say in this circumstance? So I'm telling you, cut the cord on the button, don't be reactive, blah, blah, blah. What do I say when Great Aunt Minnie says, so are you dating anyone? Think about it ahead of time. What would be a response that's good? No, I'm not. And then ask a question of her. How's Uncle Fred doing? You know, whatever. Move the conversation on if you don't want to have it, okay? And you can say, you know, it's Thanksgiving. I'd rather not talk about this. That is valid. That is absolutely valid. I was reading on the front page of the paper yesterday. They were doing a training for seniors on how not to get scammed over the holidays. And the headline was something like, it's perfectly okay to hang up. It's perfectly okay to hang up. All right? So this is in conversation over Thanksgiving dinner. It's perfectly okay to hang up the conversation. Yeah, I'd rather not talk about that today. Love this turkey. Thanks for the stuffing. Whatever you got to say. Set a boundary. You don't have to answer anybody's questions. You don't have to be Midwest nice. You know? Midwest nice can set you up to be taking crap you don't want to take. Set a boundary. Nope, don't want to talk about that. Thanks. All right? So that's our word for today is mercy. Hope you all have a wonderful day. It was brisk and crispy out there this morning, but I think it's supposed to warm up pretty decently. So treat others tenderly. Yes, treat others tenderly. Have an awesome day. See you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are.